Hi students, 10th B1, how are you all? I am your social science teacher, Ms. Loganagi teaching. We learned the first lesson, the Indian national movement. Okay, in that we learned what is first war of independence, great uprising, the other names for uprising, revolt, Sipai mutiny. Isn't it? Happened in 1857, never forget this year. And we learned some of the causes. Do you remember? Political causes. Under that we have 7 points. We learned in last class. And then we learned social religious causes. Okay. In that we have 6 more points. Then we are going to learn this week economic causes. Okay. Shall we learn the economic causes? Exploitation of the economic resources of India. This British people came to India to do trade, isn't it? They did very well. Okay, they exploited us. They took everything from us. Okay, the British exploited the economic resources of India and enriched themselves at the cost of Indians. All trade and commerce had gone into their hands of the English, and as a result the Indian industry suffered a setback. Okay, now they are in the place of collecting the raw material, making the goods, and nothing is in the hands of the Indians. Okay, they have to do work under them, everything in their hands. So it gave the great setback of Indian industries. The industries were not at all working. While they carried away the Indians' wealth to their country, the economic condition of the people deteriorated rapidly and became miserable. They are taking all the raw materials from India to their country to make a finished goods. Okay, and they are bringing here without any duty or tax. And here our industry, we have to close and we cannot do any work. It made the people very miserable life. Okay, the Indian people held the British responsible for their ruin and misery. Okay, ruin means they destroyed everything. Totally the Indian industry gone down. Okay, that is the first point. Second point, subordination of Indian economy to the British interest antagonized the traders and industries. Okay, now same related point only. The English took all the rights of the industries in their hand. Anything they are making in the industry, it is under their control. Okay, the English subordinated the Indian economy to the interest of the British trade and industry. Okay, they took everything in their hand. Indian industries began to decline. There were no industry in India. The Indian silk and cotton goods could not compete in the foreign markets because heavy duties were imposed on them. Even though we make any goods, cotton goods or Indian silk, it's a special one, no? For India, yes, we are doing that. That also the people have to take in for heavy duty. Duty means tax. They have to pay. The one-way free trade was carried out. When we are selling the goods to other country, they will not pay any tax for us. The same time they are giving this goods to us, they cannot, that means when they are bringing the goods to our country, we have to pay tax and take the goods. When we are selling our things to their country, they will not pay any tax. That is called one-way free trade. Okay, after the Industrial Revolution, the British wanted to use India as a supplier of raw materials. We studied in 8th standard, you remember? The Industrial Revolution started in England. Okay, because they had all kind of wealth. Especially they went to many countries and colonized the countries, and they took all the raw materials from the country and imported to their country. Okay, and make market for their finished goods. They took the raw material to their country and they send the raw materials to other countries. Finished goods to other countries. As a result, it hit the Indian industry very hardly. Okay, we cannot make any goods in our country because they are taking all the raw materials to their country freely, isn't it? Or low wages. Okay, so we cannot flourish any industries in India. That is the one of the causes for under the economic causes. Okay, why people got angry. For that we are learning. You remember for the first independence war, what are the causes we are learning? Under that we are learning the economic causes. Okay, collapse of Indian handicrafts. There was a sudden and quick collapse of Indian handicrafts. It led to the impoverishment of the craftsmen. The craftsmen became very poor. Impoverishment means very poor. Okay, they cannot do any kind of handicrafts. Okay, because all the raw materials they are taking to their countries, and how will do? So our crafts also went down. The British policy of exporting raw materials also proved very harmful for the Indian handicrafts. Important industries towns such as Dhaka and Surat declined. Okay, in Surat only these people came for first business. In Mughal period, that place itself now it's declined. It was not flourished. The industries, the craftsmen, they became poor. Okay, discontentment among the fourth point is the discontentment of among the Jagirdars and Zamindars. Okay, we know already the Jagirdars and Zamindars taking care of the land. Okay, now this British people took the land from their hand. It's happened in Bengal. Okay, they said they don't have any kind of power in their land. They have to pay tax. Free tax land also they have to pay tax. It caused a widespread resentment not only among the landed aristocracy but also caused a great havoc to the large section of the middle class people. Okay, they became poor. This not only the big class people, high class people suffered, the low class people also suffered because the land went to the hands of British. Thousands of the Jagirdars belonged to the Jagirdars of the Deccan were confiscated by the Lord Dalhousie. Okay, they confiscated means they took back the land from the Jagirdars. Okay, in Deccan. It is by Dalhousie. As a result, the landed aristocracy, the Zamindars and the Talukdars were reduced to utter poverty. Okay, they became snatch enemies of the English and the leaders of the great uprising. Once upon a time, they were the friends. They were given some land to take care. But at this time, they want to take the land from their hand. Okay, this is a one kind of wealth. They don't want to continue with this land with the Zamindars and the Talukdars and Jagirdars. So these people also became enemy for the English people. So that they are also the causes for the great uprising. Next, annexation of Awadh. Yes, this also happened. We studied in the political causes, isn't it? Because of the misgovernance, the land was taken to by the British people. Okay, it's the annexed Awadh, the present misgovernment, and estates of the Zamindars and Talukdars were taken over by the English. They became the dangerous opponents of the British rule in India. The army of Nawab Awadh was also disbanded. Okay, when they selling you are not at all capable for doing taking care of the administration. At the same time, they disbanded the armies also, and many of them were lost their livelihood. We studied as a political cause. Here, the people lost their livelihood. They don't have any money to go do their life in good way. Even the one who working in the good place, they also lost their jobs. Okay, that also the one of the causes, economic causes. The Awadh became the hotbed of the discontentment. Okay, they don't have satisfaction. They all with discontentment. Okay, they need more things, but the British did not allow them. Next, unemployment among the people. See, now many places they have taken from their hands. Many of them lost their livelihood. You studied in political causes. It create what will happen to the people. They will not have money at last in their hands, isn't it? So they lost their lives. Now think of Corona. Now many of them lost their jobs, isn't it? They can't go to their jobs. Everything was closed. Now people cannot have enough money to live. Isn't it? Like this, it happened. Many things they have taken from the hands of the people. It's gone to British hands. Now people became unemployed. They don't have money. Okay, after annexation, many civil and military officers and other employees of the state lost their jobs. Many prisoners lost their pension. Okay, but the English offered them no alternative employment. They are not giving any other work. They don't have any work. They cannot do any work in the offices or in the military, and they have to substitute them for other work, but they are not giving any other work. Some people had to starve when they are deprived of their means of livelihood. They are with hungry. Okay, they don't have food to eat. They became very poor. All these people became the avowed enemies of the English and joined the rebels when the uprising broke out. They all became their enemy. Okay, that is the fate. The people joined together and they want to rebel against the British people. Next, educated Indians became jobless. Those who are working in the good job, they lost their job in the offices of the British. The English people only given the good high post, whereas the Indian educated people will not get any kind of high post. They have to do under them they have to work. It was very miserable and they felt very discontented. They were not at all happy. Indian people, one who educated, they were not at all happy with this kind of situation. The English people got the high post. The Indian educateds were given very low post or no job only. Okay, next, poverty and famine. Next point is poverty and famine. Okay, see, this causes unemployment among the people. People cannot do any work, or what all the work they are doing, they lost their jobs. And education, Indians are not at all given any good job, any high post job. As a result, people became poor and they had famine. They don't have food to eat. The English did not do nothing to encourage the trade and industry. It led to poverty among the masses. Large number of people became poor. The famine broke out frequently. Again, suddenly the famine is coming everywhere. Okay, and they realized how rich and their plight was. Poverty and famine spread discontentment among them. Among them means that they were not at all happy. There be dissatisfaction among the British administration. They thought that their condition would be improved only when the English left India. They became desperate and joined the great uprising, okay, in the hope of improving their condition. In short, economic policy of the British impoverished the peasants, artisans, craftsmen and chiefs, zamindars, almost everyone. They all became poor. Okay, even the zamindars and the farmer also became poor. Everybody in same boat because of this kind of inefficient administration of British. Okay, these are the economic causes we learnt. Now we are going to learn military causes. Okay. Okay, next we are going to learn the military causes. Okay, discontentment among the Indian soldiers, dissatisfaction among the Indian soldiers, the main cause. Okay, how the Indian soldiers were suffered under the British people, that we are going to learn. Okay, the first one is ill treatment of Indian Sipais. Okay, already I told one more name for this great uprising, Sipai mutiny. Okay, the confusion between the Sipais. Sipai means a soldier. There were no fellow feelings between the Indian and English soldiers. Okay, they were not treated equally. As I know, we know that they were treating us very low. Okay, the Indian soldiers were considered the inferior to the English soldiers. The Indian soldiers were inferior to the English soldiers. We are low in their sight. They helped the English to to establish their empire in India, but they were treated with their contempt by the British officers. They are giving the country for us, but with the officers of British, they are not allowing our Indian soldiers in any post. During their training, they were abused and kicked, okay, like animals. Okay, they will have training, police training, isn't it? Military training. That time they were abused and kicked. They were not at all given any good training from these English people. Such treatment broke their hearts and their feelings. Okay, if somebody is doing some wrong to us, how do we feel? And that also we don't have any rights to talk. Okay, that time our heart only will feel somehow, that kind of feeling the soldiers got. Okay, that is the one of the military cause. Next, inferior status and low salaries. Already they are not treating us properly, and more than they are giving a very low salary for Indian soldiers for the same work. An English soldier also doing the same work, and Indian soldier also doing the same work. Their salary is 8 times high than our salary, Indian salary. Okay, it's very bad, isn't it? They paid, the English soldiers were paid more than 8 times in Indian soldiers, Indian Sipai, while the duties were of the similar nature. They are doing both are doing the same kind of work, not high work or hard work or any low work, not like that. Same nature of work. For that they are giving 8 times higher than our Indians' wages, salary. Indian had no chance to promotion either. Not only the low salary, they are not given any kind of promotion. If they are working under the British, they have to work under the British till their lifelong. Okay, they were not appointed to high post. No Indian could raise higher than the post of the Zubedar, and his salary too was less than the English soldier. If the people got the Zubedar at least a little high post, that money also what they are getting salary, that is less than the English soldier salary. Okay, the Sipai's life was very hard, and resentment is inferior position. They were getting very angry. Okay, in this also people are not at all happy with their salary, their posting also. Next, General Service Enlistment Act. Okay, we are writing the IAS, IPS exams, no? Where we are writing? Yes, we are writing in India. In those time, people has to go abroad and write this kind of exams. Lord Canning passed the General Service Enlistment Act. It created bitterness among the Sipais, as it bound them to be sent to fight even overseas. Okay, front. The Sipais opposed this act because it was contrary to the religious beliefs. Not only that, okay, they have to go out of the country to fight. Okay, this Indians, they don't like to cross the sea. That is their religious beliefs. They cannot cross the sea. Okay, so they were very angry with this because of this Canning policy. Lord Canning created a act. Okay, the Enlistment Act. They have to write exam in other country, and not only that, they have to participate in the fight against the other countries, so that the Indians don't like to cross their sea. Okay, overseas fight or overstay anything, they don't like that. Their religion, they will not accept that. Loss of British prestige in the first Afghan war. This Afghan war happened in that this British people got defeated. It brought this the enemy got a defeat, so the Indians were very happy. They thought we cannot beat this British people, but that myth gone. Even the British people can face the defeat, so it gave the big encouragement to fight against the people. Okay, the English were